I'm back. Thank you for being patient while I loaded back up. If you're still with me, drop something in the chat and let me know. I'm loading cities back up here. Not sure what happened there. I did check with Task Manager when I was trying to close some stuff out. Thank you. Thanks for sticking around. I checked with Task Manager when I was closing out of what had frozen, and City Skylines had used a ton of memory. I don't know if it was one of those parks that I just plopped down or what. I guess we'll find out. I mean, here you can kind of see we're already using like gigs of memory on our map, so I guess we'll see. I don't think it was that bad. I just dropped down a park with like 10 trees. Maybe just everyone was so excited about our new park that they all tried to flock to it at once. That's what I'm gonna say is is the reason why it crashed. Let's put some more music back on here. Yeah, I did. I loaded up autosave. So hopefully, I mean, we'll get some errors here. I normally go through this step off camera because the mods that I use do have some pop-up errors. Ignore those when they come up, and we should be good to go. I don't know how many minutes we would have lost. I think autosave is set to like 5 minutes. So worst case, the park that we plopped down may not be there, but we'll see. Also, this is normal. The text changes to Klingon, or whatever gibberish it is. There we go, okay. So we have the garbage pickup issue here. There's our normal pop-ups. This is fine. This is fine. Everything's on fire. This is fine. Music not start? Let's see. I don't have any audio from music. Can you hear music? It's very interesting. One sec. Loud music, okay. Let's turn that back down. Actually close out of it for just a moment and make sure that I'm able to hear it. Now I don't have audio. Well, that might be a problem. Alright, just a moment here. We'll let the cinematic camera go for just a bit. Not just a bit, just a moment. While I just check one more thing. Because I want everyone to have a great experience. And usually my setup is good to go. But when we have to reboot really quickly like that, we end up with some weirdness. Turn this up here. Switch to speaker. Alright, so I will pretend that I can hear, because I can actually see the levels over here on Streamlabs, and they seem normal now. Is it good now? Give me the thumbs up if it's good. We'll jump back in. I can play like this. This is fine. I just can't hear my own music. I could tell it's playing. I could see it right over here. You know what? I'll let you control the music. If some really dumb music comes on, just let me know, and I will skip the track. You don't hear music? Ah. Interesting, interesting. Well, I really appreciate your patience with me and sticking around. Give me just a moment here. I'm going to put up my Be Right Back screen, and I will take no more than 2 minutes, and I'll be right back with you. Testing, testing. Now I think we might be good to go. If the music's too loud or anything like that, definitely let me know. I'll make this a better experience. But everything should be live, everything should be going. It's a shame that it takes so much setup on the back end. I'm also using Voice Meter Banana. Let's pull that down just a little bit. There we go. Alright, back to the game. The whole reason why we're here tonight, play some City Skylines. So our park did go away, so we lost that with the auto, by having to roll back to our auto save. We did get our cemetery in here, so that's still there. We spent long enough talking over here. Let's go with a different park. Oh, what about the other park that we spent way too much money on that we didn't have to? Oh, it's still there. Okay, fine. Alright, yeah, let's get some other leisure in here. And I think we went with the 8x8 fountain. Oh yeah, you were asking about that. Do I have transit? So I did start with a tram, and I do need to check on that and see if it's blocking much traffic right now, because we have a very long straightaway in our city that I just installed a tram on at the end of a recent episode. In fact, I'll show you. It's right here, and we are getting a bit of traffic here, trying to get onto the highway. They're stopping. Why are they stopping here? There's no light. Why are you stopping? Oh, there is a light. So the light must have been added when the tram came in here. Now, we don't want the light here right now. Turn that off for a moment. And then they just drive through the tram. So I thought of a different solution for this almost immediately after I did it. This is possibly going to be terrible. We got our gazebos. We'll come back to those. This may be terrible for traffic. And as soon as I put it down, I realized that. Because we have our on-ramp here to the highway, so of course, you know, it seems like it's going to be terrible. Let's update this. It'll be terrible if it gets blocked a lot, but what I was thinking was that we could do something underground here where the tram comes down underneath, right here in the middle, and then out to the side. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was just looking at that, and it hasn't been an issue until traffic just built up, because usually they all changed lanes and they were flowing onto the highway pretty quickly. But this was one of the first intersections of the city, and it's since grown. This is new, and then just kind of tacked on to it. This is brand new here for the tram and tacked on, so it's getting very, very busy and bottlenecked right here. And I think what we can do is give these a couple of 2 lanes. In fact, we could take some highway sections and see what would happen if we upgraded a few of these sections here. Let's do it with Anarchy for a moment, and then we may move them around if they look wonky. Let's give them 2-lane options for these sections here. Yeah, see, that's with Anarchy on, starting to cram together a little bit. So let's grab them. No, not you. Move you down. Move you back up. In fact, what we'll do is actually take you out. Let's pause for a moment. Let's take you out and over. Okay, there we go. That cleaned that one up a little bit. Now we'll take this one over and we'll connect it separately. There we go. Much better there. They kind of act like turns though. I want them to flow better, but for now we'll just see if this lets more cars through. Also, this needs a... I don't know if I want to do that just yet. I bet if we move this out, yeah, that was the issue. This off-ramp was just kind of too close here on the intersection. So let's kind of see how that flows for a moment. Okay, Okay, so these cars are backing up from another source. The lights got re-added to these intersections when I put the trams in, I bet. We had free-flowing traffic with rules about yielding. The cars that were coming from the north and the south here were told that they have to yield for the cars crossing, and that had actually cleared up a lot of our traffic until we put this tram line in down the middle of this really long road that stretches the majority of the city, and this was our first experiment with public transportation. But when we put the tram road in, we got all of those traffic lights. So let's see if that actually cleared some stuff up. I think it looks a little bit better already, except for this. What are you guys waiting for? I wonder if it actually overwrote our rules that we set as well. I may have to go back in and clean that up later too. It's like a busy marketplace. Just don't look at that. Don't look at that. Once nobody's trying to turn, then traffic will move smoothly. Yeah, let's check really quick just to see if the lane settings are still... No, it overwrote all of our lane sections as well. Our lane designations. Straight lane tram thingy straight onto the roundabout because there will be more free-flowing traffic through the tram intersection. So you're saying that you recommend continuing this like just beyond and maybe to the other side of town? Is that what you're saying? Or like, what I'm thinking is that I do think that I should get rid of this cross section here at least, and maybe take it about a half a block back, maybe go underground with it, because the tram needed a turnaround section. Oh, just onto the roundabout and have it end over here? Oh, like let the tram go around the roundabout? Because that might be neat, and give the tram a way to turn around. That might be a project, though. But I like that idea. These are highway sections right here, but it's not super important that they remain highway sections up on the roundabout. Especially if we change the speed limit afterward. Man, he's going somewhere in a hurry. Yeah, and this is my first experimentation with trams as well. I've used subways, of course, before because those come with the basic game, and of course I've used trains. But this is my first experimentation with some of the DLC public transportation. Let's actually see if we can select that type of road. We'll use our electric selector mod to choose that type of road. And let's see if we can upgrade. You know, it's not one way though. Let's see, we have 6-lane road with dedicated tram. Grass and tram. Is there a one-way with tram? Two-lane road with dedicated tram. 4-lane. Yeah, and we're yet to put subways in this city, and I think it'll help with a lot of things almost right off the bat. Here we have 6-lane one-way road with decorative grass, decorative trees. Had a lot of subway traffic before because 2 subway lines were going into one station and splitting off again. Yeah, that can be an issue. I do have some modded content for trains and for subways to have multiple docking areas for the trains to arrive in, and we may experiment with that as well when I get into actually placing subways into the city. It doesn't look like we have a one-way road with the tram, and that's my only hesitation to putting a tram around the circle, because it would be neat if there was like a one-way road with a tram alongside it. But we do have tram tracks by themselves. So you made 2 separate stations so that people crossed the road if they wanted to transfer, and it solved all the train traffic issue. Definitely 2 stations. That can be pricey in the early game, but if you have the money, then you might as well do that. So yeah, that keeping them separated is a big thing, and traffic can become a big thing. And for subways, if you don't check on them, and look underground every once in a while, they could be all backed up and getting in the way of each other trying to cross through intersections. Or if you have any three-way tracks that meet each other from three different directions and they have kind of a triangle shape, if the subway train is longer than one of those sections, then they can actually get into this weird Ouroboros snake eating its own tail kind of situation where no one can go anywhere. And I've run into that one before. That's why I've gotten into really wanting to space things out for the most part until we start upgrading, and then we end up with crunches like this one right here. So yeah, so what I'm thinking is that we take a tram track like the one that we have here and we do something unique with that. Maybe we can... I'm thinking maybe we can raise it. It's 4:30 p.m. So let's try to keep an eye on how much traffic's actually backing up on this main road. I think when we took those lights out, though, it did wonders for traffic through here. I mean, it's kind of a headache to watch some of the intersections sometimes with people turning in front of each other. It almost gives you a heart attack. It's a good time for an autosave. We'll get framey. But otherwise, they flow pretty well. Let me also give you a tour over here really quick, since I may not have seen the whole city just yet. A slip lane? Slip lane, is that another term for an on-ramp? Pardon me not knowing exactly the slip lane terminology. Over here is our coal and mineral district that we've carved into the side of this mountain, just to kind of give you an idea of where traffic is coming to and from in our town. We've put in a nice gigantic circle here. We once had a very intricate weaving three-way road here, but it didn't give vehicles an option to kind of turn around at all, and I didn't like that. And eventually we're going to connect this across the river here over to the interstate. But yeah, so that just kind of gives you an idea of the city on whole. This is everything that we're working with so far. Back over here, though. Where was that tram track? Let's use our electrics mod to select. Okay, it's on this menu. Slip lane is like a bypassing intersection. So instead of turning right at the intersection, they can go straight to the highway on-ramp. Gotcha, gotcha. We do have those around here. And so now I know what you're talking about. Never really thought about that, the terminology for that before, but I feel like I've heard the term, but I never really put two and two together. That's kind of, well, yeah, like, it would kind of be an option here where we could do a slip lane prior to this intersection. However, if you look at it, like, it's only really blocking this top part. The other side of the roundabout, over here. Oh, and then allow, maybe allow the highway to pass underneath. That might be a good option. And then have these just kind of connect to either side. Because this right now feeds in. Could also probably do with having 2 lanes here since it's coming down from 3. They don't slow down too much. Here's a bunch all at once. Yeah, a little back up there. Maybe we'll do something with that. But I still want to do something with this tram here. So can we take... I don't know how we can, if we can connect this the way that I'd like to. I have an idea. Let's say... Yeah, let's use your idea. Or rather... the idea, or the suggestion that you were giving that kind of led me to think of this, because I don't know if it's exactly the slip lane idea that you were describing, but what I'll do... Let's pause time, because this is really going to mess up traffic. Let's take out this... Actually, let's let him escape first. We'll take out this section of the tram. We still want to give them a turnaround, but we'll figure that out in a moment. Okay, so let's take this out. And then let's say what we want to do... We know that we still need to connect all of these. This was added as kind of a an extra bit to help them get immediately on this interstate in this direction, even though the traffic circle allows for that already. So we may not need that when we're done. So let's take that out. I usually like to leave those so that I can remember exactly where to come off of the traffic circle from. But here's what I'm thinking. Let's take these out. And let's say... The tram, though... See, I'm wondering if the tram comes off by itself, what happens? Let's experiment here really quick. Tram comes off. Can you still connect a road without the tram to this intersection on either side? If so, we don't have a 3-lane one-way, but we could take a 2-lane one-way road. Can we do... Let's just go straight for a moment. Let's come straight off of here. Okay, we can do that. We can have one that comes onto that road. Let's move our tram circle here. Let's grab the marquee tool. Grab it. Move it. Oh, no! We didn't get everything. There we go. No. Get everything. Get you two. There we go. Let's move it down here for a moment. And let's say, take that one-way road, we start up here, we come in. So I think what this will let us do is have the road kind of split here momentarily while we do something with the tram track. And I'm thinking the tram track should, in this case, come off of here, go underground, then it can curve over here. Let's go straight back up. And then bring that curve up and over. So now it has its turnaround up and out of the way. Now these roads, what I'm thinking for them is going to be something unique here. Let's take this out. We'll rethink all of our on and off ramps on this side when we're done. Let's take this 6-lane road here, and let's give it a curve. Let's make sure we select the right type of road. Let's go also underground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, just 3. Space is already occupied. We're gonna have to take care of those on both sides. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's grab you. 1, 2, 3. Underground. Bring you over. Straight across. Oh, you know what? There's a tunnel under here now. That's fine, that's fine. Let's come to here. Let's come up. 1, 2, 3. Out. Maybe somewhere over here. Problem is we're trying to do underground stuff in 2 areas. I bet we could anarchy this right here without too much fuss. Let's zoom in and see what that looks like. This car. Sorry, man. That actually doesn't look too bad right there. And this post isn't in the road. We could move it too if we wanted to, but we really don't even have to. How does it look on this side? That actually doesn't look too bad. So what I'm thinking that we do here is we just take this one-lane road here and we straight up connect it. Let's bring it over, then down. It's got a little bit of an elbow to it. It's not as elegant as I had hoped. But if we take out the U-turn option right here, I bet that would flow nicely. You are not allowed to turn... No. You are not allowed to turn left. There we go. And then for this, we just have straight ahead. These lanes can only go here, and these lanes can only go here. Now, it is 3 to 2, so we'll have to kind of watch it for a moment and see what happens. And now we need our on and off ramps. Yeesh, okay. So let's say we have these elbows here that may serve dual purposes. Maybe we can still squeeze in an on-ramp here. Wish me luck. It'll be a single lane for now. On-ramp, curve, and connect. Just have anarchy on. Let's turn it off just to see if we can do it without forcing it. What does a straight line do if we try? We come in from here. Right? Just freeze time. And then, you know, mid-driving, just everything pops up when time unfreezes. So we have an on-ramp option here, so I think this is fine. Almost faster than the speed of light, just poof. And we'll say our off-ramp can come down to this elbow here. It looks messy, but the logic of it I don't think is messy. I think this will actually flow pretty well. And then over here, this will be a little bit easier because we can use, like, we can even back it up some to maybe this area here. And we can have a curve come off, and we can say, okay, if you want to get on the highway, you just come up through here to here. And if you're getting off, you're going to come down to here and over. So this is kind of an intersection here, which we can turn the lights off. Have people just kind of turn on and off. I almost don't want them to be able to turn left across here, but we'll see how that goes. And let's say, okay, from here, off. What? Why would you curve in that direction? It's weird sometimes. Okay. Just... You know what? That's actually not bad. That is kind of the direction that traffic flowing off would curve better to the right there. So let's, we'll smooth this out a little bit in a moment. And then this would make its way up here. Okay. So it's got kind of a weird shape right now, but what I think we can do is take this, actually grab the node, just kind of ease that in, maybe even pull this out a little bit, just to kind of give it an outward curve, kind of match it up a little bit. Actually, this can then come in similarly. There we go. I don't think that looks bad. Okay, let's unpause and let's see how this goes. I don't know if we've forgotten about anything, but let's just kind of watch it for a moment and see. Let's take off some of our menus here. I was hoping hitting escape would help with that, but there we go. Okay, now we have traffic immediately right here. What's going on? We don't need these lights. I almost don't want to let them cross here, because they had the option to go around the roundabout. Then again, some of these people were probably trapped in the time freeze, and now they're trying to get where they actually wanted to go. I don't see many people getting off and needing to cross here. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Why are they crossing there? I think it was because they were trapped, and they were probably trying to head in a different direction. But let's turn off the lights here just for now, and then let's also maybe think about, we can bar them from crossing here. Hey, there's the tram. I didn't even see it pull in, but that's kind of exciting that the tram's going to use this little underground doohickey. I think this will clear up in a moment. I have faith. Even though they have to turn, it's not the best to have them have to make a 90-degree turn. Yeah, no, we're going to go ahead and tell them that they are not allowed to cross here. Let's see here. Yeah, change the lane arrows, right? Can we not select? Start the tool. There we go. So these are the lanes from this side. man, you actually can't select this with this mod. It's the first that I've seen that. It may be... Is that the yellow thingy? Oh yeah, the lane connector. Yeah, we could use that then. There's an option where you can designate the turning lanes without having to connect them this way, but yeah, that's a good idea. We can do this. This lane has to turn here. This lane has to turn here. And then we'll do the same thing here. Here to here. Here to here. And if they happen to be in this outside lane, then they'll merge and turn here. Also, look at all these pedestrians. Holy cow, when we connected the underground tunnel, we opened up a huge opportunity for pedestrians to make their way across. Don't necessarily love the fact that they're crossing the street right here, but apparently they were really looking for an option to walk across instead of drive. That's kind of awesome. It's 5 p.m. as well, which means they're getting off of work, which is kind of strange because there's some commercial area up here, but there isn't any industrial. They're all walking from over here. Oh, wow. It's almost like a protest. Holy cow. Hey, hey! Welcome, welcome. Jumanji. How's it going? We're watching a mass exodus from this side of town. People who just wanted to walk this whole time. Wow. Okay, so I guess they're just kind of all making their way over. Now, we have a lot of high-density residential up here, so we do have hundreds of people living up here. But this is kind of awesome. I'm kind of amazed. Jumanji, thanks for the follow. I normally do. In most of my cities, I almost go overboard with walking paths, but in this one, we haven't really focused on many walking paths. We have tried to make sure that there are crosswalks in appropriate places, but really, this one has just been very slow building, using the real-time mod. Haven't gotten much into. Also, you're not the first one to tell me that. However, I have checked in my Twitch settings multiple times to try to make sure that I'm not on follow only chat, and it doesn't seem like I am in the settings. It's so strange. I'm really gonna have to figure that out. I wonder if I have to turn it on and then stream and then turn it off. But I swear I have checked. I do appreciate the follow, and I hope that you honestly followed because you want to. That would be great. But yeah, no, sorry about that. Well, I'll certainly try. Follow space off. Well, that's through Restream. Let me do it actually over here in chat. Oh, this is through Streamlabs, so let's see. Unrecognized command / follow. I'll do a Google search on that in a bit. But yeah, thanks for alerting me to that again. I had thought that I had fixed it, and I wasn't sure. So yeah, thank you for that. I'll see if I can get that fixed before the next stream, or maybe on my next break. But you know, we'll be streaming for another hour or so. Meanwhile, I'm floating around here. We're starting to get a little bit of traffic again. Our tram stops are super crowded, and I don't know if that's a bad thing or not yet, because they only go straight up and down the main strip, so. And they are staying on the street. Nobody's falling off. I don't actually, well, some of them are walking out into traffic. Wow, okay. So maybe the trams in the middle of this road weren't the best idea. Maybe I should have done a raised train. Maybe we'll upgrade to that in a future episode. But those pedestrians have gotten me super, like, distracted. They look like termites. But every single person, or at least every 2 or 3 people, is one fewer car. Disable crosswalks and make walkways? Yeah, that would probably be a good option. Our tram stations are here in the middle, though. And so what we'd have to do is some sort of... I've seen modded options that have a walkway over the middle of the street, but that might get in the way of the tram station here in the middle. Right now they still have to cross here on the road, and the fact that we have the lights turned off that does mean that pedestrians can block traffic when they try to cross. But interestingly, oh, you know what it is? I think I've solved it. All these pedestrians, like let's say, okay, let's just do a roleplay really quick. Somebody who lives over here, they want to make it all the way down to the park down here. Followers off. Okay, I'll try that in just a moment, Jumanji, thanks for that. Let's say if somebody who lives here, they want to make it all the way down to this park, but they want to take public transportation. What are they doing? So they're walking, right? They're walking down this road. Lots of people want to go to our park. That's awesome. They're crossing here. That's kind of crazy. Then they're going down through our tunnel, and they're crossing the road right here, and they're going to this tram stop. But notice, they're not walking beyond this tram stop. They're all wanting to get onto the tram. What if there was a tram stop right here with a convenient pedestrian bridge that got them to the very first tram stop up here on the north of town? I think that might be our golden ticket to solving some of this. They only walk 12 blocks? I'm wondering if that's just enough to like get them to this tram stop, and then that's what they're trying to do is like use the tram for the rest of their transit through the rest of town. So yeah, let's say we give them a stop right down here on the bottom corner. Maybe, yeah, because the tram has to go around anyway to turn around. So let's check. Where was that menu at? We have our trams here. We have our tram stops. Okay. We only have one line. We have many trams on our one line, but it just goes east to west and back. So we'll put a stop right here. Perfect. So now we need to have a place for them to kind of stand here and a walking path from either side of this road. I kind of want to build a raised pedestrian bridge. Let's go ahead and grab just a pavement path here. It's kind of cramped, so let's see what we can do. Can we take it? Need a line for the tram. So we do have that one red line for the tram. Yeah, that's what this is here. Or that we were highlighting just a moment ago. Let's see if we can take this over, up. Ooh, it's gonna be super steep. We can't do that. Maybe they have to cross the street here. I don't like that though. Sorry if the rain makes it kind of framey. I'm still on the fence about whether or not to leave the rain or disable it. Path from the other side of the bridge? That wouldn't be a terrible idea. These roads up here don't have any sidewalks. That's why they're using the tunnel in the first place. So maybe... yeah, maybe give them something dedicated from both sides of this road, but like the main one would be from over here. And we just bring it up and across. And they'll, I mean, they're walking it anyway in the tunnel, so let's, yeah. Let's go ahead and let them get onto the path here. Raise it up. What's the angle that we can go? We go up to there. We may have to go up just a little bit more if we're going to go over the highway section over here. I don't know. And let's say, we'll give them a curve. This might be interesting. That might be out too far. Let's say, we still want it to be a bend right here. There we go. We'll come straight up here. Right about there. I mean, this whole thing is raised, but it's going to be full of pedestrians momentarily. And it may be ugly at first, but we can maybe make it look nicer soon as well. But let's just come straight across if we can. There's one. Nice. Nice. No posts on the road, because we don't have anarchy on. We're actually building without anarchy. Let's come over. We'll give them an option to get on and off from over here as well. I believe that would be a good idea. But let's just go straight over here. And let's say the power line's going to be in the way. That'll be fine. Oh, it doesn't want to allow it here. We may have to bring this up some. Let's actually use the move it tool to do that. Up just a bit. Okay, now we can come across to here. This whole area is so silly. Okay, now let's pause for a moment because we're gonna have to take out the power line, and that may actually knock out power. We don't want to make people too angry. Let's connect that power. Just down along the coast here. Bring it into this section here. In fact, we don't need any of this anymore. May leave that one, because that may be connected, but we want to make sure... it just went right back in the same place. We want to make sure that it's in the purple. Let's place one here and connect it. There we go. Alright, back to our path. Power line by the water sounds safe. Hey, it's up on concrete. It'll be fine. Also, our actual power generators are in the water too. Where are they at? They're right here. They're pumping out 20 megawatts and they're in the water. Alrighty, that path. Let's get our selection tool on again just to make sure we have the right type again. Ooh, got an autosave going? No, maybe not. Okay. There it is. Let's take the path over. This is going to be the tricky part because we have to come down from this height. We can come down some already while crossing the road. And then let's bring it down the rest of the way over here. And then we'll give them a connection to the stop over here. But I think what we'll also want to do is maybe take our terrain painter, our surface tool, and grab some pavement and a small brush and paint some of this in. Because what they can do... I don't like how it overlaps though. I was hoping that would connect, and I think it still will, it just doesn't look like it, which is unfortunate. We can bring this over to the actual path here, and then we have a sidewalk so we can kind of paint it down to the road as well. It is unfortunate that it kind of cuts into it a little bit, but... holding shift? Let's see. I think that kind of undoes. Yeah, shift deletes it back out, so it's interesting. Control? Control might... No, I think it's still doing the same thing. It's kind of hard to see for the rain, but I think this might actually give us what we want. And then I also wanted to connect the sidewalk down here just to give them a bit of an extra option to get up onto here. Let's say 1, 2, 3. Really got to be that far out? Oh, that's not a bad option. There we go. Curved slope. Let's grab the move it tool. We can actually kind of just pull that over so it's not as insane of a steep slope. We can watch and make sure people can use it. Not their other side off ramp so they don't have to cross the street. Not where exactly? Were you saying like here? Or, oh, not here. So they don't have to cross the street. I'm thinking about the people coming from this side of town, they may be walking on this side, but I think I'll put one on both sides, and I think that might actually solve both problems. We're gonna have some people walking in here too, though, on this side of the road, but also people are gonna be coming from this side of the road from town. Well, they can walk down this sidewalk and just kind of get on it from here. So really, this sidewalk right here is kind of what we're looking at. I think I have a solution. Let's start one right here. It's anarchy, a tunnel underneath, right there. Let's come across. 1, 2, 3, back up and connect. Anarchy might have made it look really wonky, so let's take a look at it and see if we can work with this. This might actually be fine, because I think they'll still take it. So let's unpause. And let's see. We gotta autosave. Let's see how well this works. It'll take them a minute to disperse, because they're gonna have to start using it from all the way over here if they're gonna. So it may take them a little bit for their pathing to find it. Honestly, I wonder if they'll still prefer the tunnel, in which case we may have to tell them they can't cross the road here. Look at these guys just waiting. This is a problem. Let's say... What was that sound? An electric car? Let's say no pedestrians. Which I believe... Electric cars don't make that sound. Zzz. I like the fact that electric cars have had to put speakers to kind of make a pretend vroom noise, so that they can actually get people's attention, so they don't run over them. So I'm gonna try several of these until junction restrictions. I think that might be it. Yeah, here we go. No crossing the road. No crossing the road here. I guess I don't mind if they cross the road here if they have to. Ideally, they plan their route beforehand. There they go. So let's take this this bike right here and let's possess him. Let's take a little trip across the bridge. Cheers. They're going to Organic Foods, which is probably on one of the main commercial strips. Everyone is soaking wet. It's not a bad view from the bridge, though. Okay, so they're going all the way across. I bet they're going to try to get on the tram. I know. I wonder if we have a health epidemic. Yeah, they got on the tram. Awesome. So your dad's electric vehicle has a humming noise? I wonder if you can hack it. I wonder if you can, like, replace it with, like a lion, like a tiger growling or something like that, just to scare people back up onto the sidewalk. Right, yeah. Okay, so this may start easing up now that we've given our pedestrians another option. Oh, we can tell them that they can't cross here, too. Do we want to do that? Okay, they can use our path to get to this side or this side. So yeah, let's do that. I love that, a swarm of bees. Let's see, which one was it? It was... Junction restrictions. No crossing. No crossing here. No crossing. No crossing. I don't think they can get trapped anywhere here, right? Like, they can't make it to this middle section. So they need to get where they're going on this overpass. Traffic should now freely flow into these turns without needing to stop, though I don't know why these guys are stopping. I think there's one more rule that we can do that can help with this. In the junction restrictions, there's an option to go ahead and allow them to pull up into the intersection, which normally you don't want to do, because it'll block. It's like that whole thing when you're, and I hate this when people do this, but it's like when you're at a red light and you're waiting, and then the traffic in front of you is going and going, and then all of a sudden traffic backs up, and they pull out into the middle of the intersection, and they stop. And then their light turns red, but now they're parked right in front of you, and you can't go. Your light's green, but you can't go. Anyway, that rule right there gives them permission to do that and pull into the middle of the intersection, but that also prevents them from doing unnecessary stops. Because, yeah, I think we have a stop sign here, or... No, we just have the no left turn. Are they in the street? Where are they in the street? Oh, yeah, they are. What are they doing? Oh, they're trying to get up here. We dragged this over, and this is wonky. Let's kind of maybe fix it for them. Oh, wow. Okay, let's pull it over here. Pause, 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 pause. We have to give them a little bit more space, I think. Unhealthy water? Noise pollution? Oh, health problems. I'll check. It could just be a coincidence. I hope it's a coincidence. But let's get this path fixed first, and then we'll check. Oh, come on. Straight off of here. Or right there. You know, I'll anarchy you on. You'll be fine. Unpause. You guys still gonna wander in the street, or are you good now? There they go. I think they realize... Oh, wow. This must be everybody coming home for the evening. It's 8 p.m. They're still walking in the street. What are you all doing? I wonder if this is going to fix itself, or if we have a rogue piece of path. No rogue path. When I say I wonder if it's going to fix itself, I wonder if these Sims had already planned on walking over there. I think it has sidewalks here. But yeah, I wonder if they planned on walking over here when the path, when the bridge stairs or whatever were over here. Yeah. And now they're just kind of getting it out of their system. We'll come back and see if they're still doing it in a moment. And if they are, we'll kind of maybe we'll delete this road and then place it again, and that might fix it. Let's check our health. I don't want there to be an outbreak and we're not unaware of it. So health's in the green. We just have some garbage pickup here. 1, 2 dead body pickups, which I was hoping that this would help with, and it may yet to do so. Maybe yet to do so. Let's check on them one more time. Are they still walking in the street? Let's watch this guy. You gonna walk in the street? You gonna be a weirdo? Are we good now? We have a crowd here, so let's just watch them all. Make sure nobody's... Yeah, I think that the ones that were walking in the street were just getting it out of their system because they had planned on making their way over to the bridge that we moved still. Alright, so I think this is working really well, this tram on this side. Something I haven't done in a while, also this rain is going forever. Something I haven't done in a while is checked on the tram circle on the other side, because we did the same little roundabout for them way down here. Surprisingly, traffic seems really healthy down here. Trams curve down here, and they make their way down here, past the park. You see how full your trams are over there? Yeah, let's 0 passengers once they get down to here, or at least this one does. I can check the actual tram lines. Turn off the rain. The map I was playing on, it rained like every other day. This one's been nice to me for the most part. I think we're on like... Oh geez, I'm probably going to tell you wrong. I think we're on like 8 episodes now, and it's only rained in like 2 other episodes. And I really do like the shines on the road and the effects and stuff with the pack that I currently have for the lighting. But the actual particle effects of the rain, I know that doesn't do great things for streaming. Yeah, this doesn't seem to be a problem. right now. I mean, it's a problem for that one guy, but it's not causing a backup of traffic, really. Yeah, let's take a look at the actual tram lines themselves. Which one is tram? So many trains. Train. There's tram. So our tram lines here are transporting 394 every 10 minutes. There are currently 396 passengers on 13 vehicles. Let's see if we move some of these windows around. Here are our stops. Let's see here. Passengers in the last 10 minutes, 394 residents, 2 tourists. Is it normal that they're in the middle of the road? I believe that... I don't think that the road that I'm using is a modded road. It's a road, though, that I think may have come with one of the mass transit DLCs. I say one of, I think there's only the one. I think it came with mass transit. Let me double check, actually, and see. It's right here, 4-lane road with tram tracks. I think it would have an icon if it were, though. Let's see. Built-in assets. Yeah, it says it's a built-in asset. So I think it just came with trams. And it was a challenge that I wanted to try to implement because the road itself was already there, stretching from one side to the other. Hey, Zuza. Yeah, I'll give you a quick tour here. This screen right here shows most of the city. So we started kind of down in this area here. The Portis Villa is the name of the city, and Applegate District is sort of our first industrial area. So we kind of built out from here. We expanded on down to the right. We have a nice park down here with some castles that we've kind of built around. Thanks for the follow. Also, I am aware that follow-only commenting is on, and I'm trying to get that turned off. I think it's kind of glitched out in my settings right now, so thank you for the follow, though. But yeah, so our park right here we worked on in the last episode has been very successful, and we've also expanded over here to a large hill. In fact, let me turn off rain. Let's see here. I believe it is gameplay, use dynamic weather. I like you, rain, but I don't like you right now. Okay. It's also kind of dark, but if you guys can see, there's a very raised hill here, which originally was this very kind of smooth hill, but we carved into it for minerals and ore. So our ore industry here in the Orsum district is pumping out tons and tons of raw minerals over to this highway that we have up here, which is connected. This is kind of backing up now, so this may be another project, but this is the first that I've seen of this actually backing up. It was flowing pretty well before, but this road then brings them into our train station here, which is connected to the interstate, the interconnected with other cities, rather, train track. So that's been running pretty well. It's a little slow, but this doesn't seem terrible. It's only backed up to here, and they're going in. There's probably a way to make this go a little bit faster. Most of these cars are... I guess we can give them more lanes. We were originally limiting them down to just the single lane on either side without the ability to cross the road because we didn't want them to block traffic. So they flow in from this side and then immediately back out, and then they curve around here. And by the time they get down here to this intersection, the idea is that they're, there's still enough room for them to line up, but it looks like the line might be getting down to the intersection now, so that might actually start causing an issue. Anyway, yes, so that's our ore district. And then we've also expanded into some high-density residential up here in the north. And here's some high-density commercial in this area here. With the real-time mod, people go home, they go to sleep at night, things get a lot less busy at night. I've set it to tick by a little bit faster in the PM hours, which you can see down here, down here-ish. There we go, I'm kind of pointing at it. We don't have cargo ships just yet, so that'll also help, and we can possibly place that kind of nearby off this same highway so that they're trucking one to the other. Oh, we got a fire. Oh my. I know we have a fire department near here. Yeah, there they are. Yeah, we have a lot of different things that we could totally add to this city. We've just been slowly growing, adding things one at a time, a couple per episode here or there. We also have this interesting issue where we get little brownouts, but we're not running low on electricity. Well, now we kind of are, so there we go. I put my own foot in my mouth. We weren't really running low on electricity before, but we were getting these brownouts. Whenever I can afford some more of these. Hey, we got the climbing frame for the park, so we have a couple more things we can add. Yeah, I'm just going to drop a few more of these down in here. But this map, which is called... Where is it? Oh, I will look it up momentarily. But this map is a custom map that actually connects a dam and a water in and out for you initially off the bat. So you don't have to worry about those things when you start. And yeah, it's a little bit cheaty, but it really allows for a great casual start to the game. And one thing about real time is that it's hard to give a tour at night. But the dam, if I remember correctly, in fact, we can look at... Oh, that kind of gives a night vision here for us. But the dam itself, if we follow these electrical lines on up this way, we haven't developed up here, but here's the dam. Gonna have a river blocked up through there, but the dam will occasionally get brownouts just from, I guess, the nature of the water kind of bobbing up and down sometimes. And so you do still have to build your own power, which we've kind of clustered together. These offshore wind turbines here, wind and water turbines, and solar, I guess. It's everything kind of rolled in together. But then there's also water. And if we follow these pipes here, kind of out in this direction, you get this kind of water tributary here with fresh water that's already being pumped in by 4 pumps at the very beginning, and then you get kind of this ditch that goes off into the fog. You can't even really see, but all your wastewater just kind of gets pumped off the edge of the earth. Make the network stable. You need to craft some electrical lines from another point that had energy. Sorry, I'm kind of reading backwards here, aren't I? It really happens sometimes. You have the necessary energy, but they don't receive it. You need to craft some electrical lines from another point that had energy. So probably what I need to do then is, instead of clustering all these in one place, is when I do decide to add more to the grid, add them in a more spread out fashion, is what you're saying, right? That's probably a good idea, and I could probably place some up here to the north, or maybe even a completely different type of power source. I like those more than like coal power right now. We can work our way towards fusion as well. Look at this though. Compared to earlier, this is beautiful. I mean, they're still slowing down a little bit to get off and on right here. But that tram kind of cutting through here and going underneath, that's just lovely. There was a place in my city that flooded once without natural disasters, and I placed like 3 dams, sucked up all the water, waited a bit, and zoned it all in with residential. The area's named prone to flooding. I like it. They also have, I don't remember if it came with the DLC or not, and it could have been with the natural disasters DLC, and actually if I go hunting for it, I'm not 100% sure where it is. But there's the channels that you can make now that transport water from place to place, and I don't think the game originally had those when it came out in the vanilla basic version of the game. So I haven't really played with those very much, or at all. I haven't played with those at all on my end. But those are kind of neat, and if something's prone to flooding, I guess you could add some like drainage ditches to kind of like, you know, make it flow away from your town. Is traffic backing up again? I mean, kind of getting off here where they have to merge. We could probably do something a little bit better here. Let's say this lane has to go here. These lanes need to merge. Let's see how this behaves. Parked cars. Yeah, that's another thing we need to take care of. No parking here. Oh, because we use the one-way streets. which I suppose we could carefully upgrade to highway streets, but we were operating off of this road here, and I wanted to make sure that we could connect them, I think was my thinking. Let's see if we can go ahead and upgrade them. Again, we're going to try to do this carefully. We don't want to mess this up. We just made this, and it's kind of functional. Okay, let's say upgrade you. Let's also hope that this doesn't mess with our rules that we set. Did you say green arc? Oh, the archway here? Or is there something else you're referring to? Oh, car. Did I miss it? I'm sorry, I'm kind of blind. I might have to go back to the playback. I don't see. Did it do something funky? Oh, it drove into the grass. We probably confused it. Let's grab the end of this road here and kind of move it. Oh yeah, they can't walk from here now. Let's move it down here. They can't walk alongside the highway. No walking on the interstate, people. Which means that this concrete over here is kind of useless now, which is fine. It's fine. They can still get where they're trying to go. Give them plenty of room to stand over here. They are like really crowding that railroad track, though. That kind of makes me nervous. Not that anything could actually happen to them, but just the visualization of them being so close to the track for no reason. So many people. I wonder if we run enough trains. I wonder if we need to like up our budget so that we pick people up more often. I don't know. Here's another train. We're making enough money, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I was thinking that. Let's see, budget for which one's trains? That's tram. Okay, so let's say our day budget is going to go up to 130. I think our night budget can probably stay at 100 because people aren't supposed to travel. I don't know. It's 12 a.m. though. Maybe we just raise it to 130 on both day and night so that people can get home in the evening. These people who are waiting for the tram may have been waiting all evening, and that might not be a good thing for people that have to work. So this traffic, this pedestrian density is still really trippy. So I guess, yeah, they're still crossing here. Let me give them a little overpass here so they don't block traffic. Let's say 1, 2, 3, here to here. And then on this side, what we'll do is we'll just kind of bring it down. 1, 2, 3. Bring it over. Let's turn off snapping. Well, no, let's just bring it to here. Okay, that connected. And then let's just connect it here. Is it not? Take this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, that's just the post. Let's grab the top. Let's lower that side some if we can. Can we grab it? Can't seem to grab it. Okay. It's being odd. Oh well. That is fine. We'll still connect to these, even though one seems to be a little higher than the other. I believe we can adjust it later. Let's say let's curve you to here. That looks fine. Yeah, that way they can cross here without having to cross the street here, so we could go ahead and tell them, after all, that for this side of the road, no crossing here either. Oh yeah, so we did just place those highway pieces here. We upgraded a few to highway bits and bobs. Let's check and make sure that our rules still apply for our lanes. Can we? You to here. You cannot cross. You go to here. Similarly, you go to here. You go outside to here, and if there's someone in this third lane, you also go on the outside, so you guys have to merge. And then over here, we were doing the same thing. Yeah, the upgrades overwrote our rules, and we had just implemented them. So now we've upgraded our line budget. I'm just hoping that they space out. once they... I mean, it seems like we have enough people standing here that this is still a good thing if they'll just go. They probably just plopped in. Oh, you're just gonna merge like that? Is that how this is gonna go? Maybe it's too much now. I mean, it's possible. It's just we have so many people standing here still. If we have another one roll in, I think I'll decrease the budget down to like 120. Okay, it's going. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think they just kind of crowded because they generated nearby. So I think they will space out in a bit. There's another one though. 125. Kind of a healthy medium. Still give them options. Yeah, we're doing fine on money. So even if they're if the trams are kind of backed up back here in their own circle, they're not doing any harm. It's just giving them more options for transportation, which I enjoy being nice to my town. Speaking of being nice to my town, it could definitely use some more leisure to have any transit on the other side of the city. Not specifically other than the fact that the tram goes from left to right across this major residential area here. Not the north side though. And it's high density. So it's definitely definitely worth considering, but I almost want to think about maybe using a different type up here. Why don't we still... Let's also give them a little bit bigger of a budget. I think that's medical. Taxis? I don't think I have taxis either. Let's check. Healthcare allows facilities to move more vehicles. I think that healthcare also includes death care, right? So maybe we'll take that up to 110. Let's check taxis. Sometimes I confuse this playthrough with my last one. So there's our tram depot. Taxi depot. Does that... I don't think it counts. Yeah, no. This is tram. That's the purple. That makes sense. So we can put taxis up here and have its main office be near the north side. Maybe give them options to drive down to the south side of town. Let's go ahead and plop one down like right here. Space already occupied. There we go. Taxi stand. When taxi cab is not busy, it will return to the closest taxi stand and wait for a fare unless a taxi depot is close by. Okay, good to know that taxi depots are noisy. I'm okay with it being right here. Most of this area around here is commercial. Just to this side, or this is commercial down here. We have a house right here, but taxi stands are a bit noisy too. Yeah, I'm looking at this orange circle around here. So maybe we can place it in some areas that we don't mind being a little noisy. Like over here is our university. That's probably a good spot for one. And we do have a neighborhood down here, but we can probably carve out a spot in the commercial area. Right here. That's probably a good spot. Maybe the university students want to ride to the other side of the city using taxi. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. And we have the tunnel right here, right on the other side of the depot. So let's say they could take a taxi down to just beyond. Okay, we'll say right here. And then if they really want to get off the taxi and then onto a tram, who knows? Maybe they use multiple forms of public transportation. Hopefully that doesn't... it'll probably have a little bit of noise for these couple buildings here, but they'll be fine. We have an industrial area up here that wouldn't mind the noise, and people can take one to work, so we can put some taxis over here. We could also say this side of town could use one. This strip in the middle here is meant for either commercial or special buildings, so we could place it kind of on the park side way down here. I wonder if that's too spread out, or if that's just good for now. That's probably good for now. And we can see if that really improves things. People don't have a need to get down here unless they're going to Camelot Park, which, I mean, it does get a lot of traffic. In fact, I think we should check on it in a moment because we have more stuff to plop down. But I'm thinking that the next thing that we should do is like an office district somewhere, and we have a lot of nice land right here or up here in the north area, and we've been talking about doing an office district. In fact, do we even have any? I don't think that we... Oh yeah, we did place some offices right here along the coast, so these are some office buildings here. Even though it's prime real estate for a residential, I was kind of experimenting with that. Let's take a look at our park really quick. See how it's doing. It leveled up very quickly. 5,721 visitors. Income 0? Is that because it's 6 a.m. and it's been a while since anyone's visited the park because it's the middle of the night? That might be the case, yeah. Not as bustling in the middle of the night. Let's give it some upgrades. Let's jump over to our... Yeah, this is the right menu, right? City parks. No, not you. That one. So we just unlocked some gazebos, and I kind of think that the brown gazebos will go best in this place because, like I said, anything that gets us closer to kind of a Ren Fair feel on this in this park, I think, is a good a good plan for the castle. And I kind of wish that there was some Ren Fair stuff. There might be. I'm actually going to search that up and see if we can get some Renaissance or medieval style props that we could place down in here. Our park could use more down here on this side. We've already got that pier here, so we'll place a gazebo down on this side. In fact, let's do 2 gazebos. Let's do another one over here. Let's say we don't really want to crowd the castle too much, so let's kind of space out. Okay, yeah, we have some room over here. So there's another gazebo. Don't know if they require electricity or not. Don't think so. Climbing frame, playground for kids. We'll probably place that right up here. This is probably a good spot for it, in between these 2 benches that we placed last time. And we're still waiting to unlock the trampoline park if we even want to place that in our park here. Cannons might be neat if we interpreted this as like a Civil War park and towers, but again, I really think that this castle kind of gives more of a European castle vibe. One more time, can I get an F in chat for Notre Dame? Poor Notre Dame. That makes me feel really bad. I was in art history, or not art history, I was an art major in college, took a lot of art history classes, and I feel really bad. That's terrible what happened in Notre Dame today. But yeah, so we've upgraded bits of our park here. And we've got just a little bit more that we can do tonight. So what's the next thing that we should upgrade? We kind of left this barren, and we did talk about making a connection here somewhere. Maybe underneath here. Way back at the beginning of the stream we talked about that. And I kind of still want to make it happen. Even though, kind of close to the intersection here. We're going to have to get creative here. I think we'd actually need to maybe get rid of this bit of road. Just because I don't want 2 intersections this close together if this is going to be used more often. This little drive is just for our incineration plants, but I'm thinking that I'm going to have this come off of a side road instead and have a tunnel start here with a main entrance. And now if we have a lot of traffic coming out of here all of a sudden going in both directions, what's that going to do to this little area? Is it too close to this intersection? I think so. Yeah, let's check on those. Let's check on our taxis. Good idea. taxis say 6 per 10 minutes. Can we see the actual cars highlighted? I believe we should be able to if we can catch them. There's one. Let me actually just go to the transport menu and get off of this. That way we're not highlighting everything that we're looking at. That's tours. There it is. Transport. Taxis. Lines overview. That's just going to show us things with lines. Taxis don't have lines. And I bet if we chose a taxi stand and asked for the traffic routes to it. No, that would show us if somebody was on their way there, though. We can try that for a few of our stops. Those may be far and few between, and we'd have to catch someone who is specifically going to that stop, though. Yeah, I don't see any lines for them. So instead, let's go back to this view. The taxi depot. Good idea. So we can see 13 in use. 14, 13. We could also see if anybody's waiting. Not specifically, but it's good that it's there. It's an option if people want to pay for transport. I wonder if they'll be a lot more likely to take the tram since it's... Is it cheaper? You know what? I haven't even looked at what we set our tram rates at, if there are rates. I'm not sure if trams are free or not. No, we don't want to delete that. I think that its pure existence is good enough for us. Just the fact that it's available, people can use it. And we do see some driving around town, so there are people going to and fro if they really get desperate. They can take a cab. We'll get some subways in next time, probably. Let's see if we can get that tunnel in tonight. While we still have time. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we take a tunnel underneath here. Kind of adventurous, but let's say, for the most part, this dirt road is just aesthetic because it's a service road, but let's take it. Let's take it from here over. In fact, we can do one even better. Let's take it from here over, because it's already connected on this side. And then let's take out its connection here. So these two incineration plants have to reach the other parts of the city by coming up and around. That's not ideal, but we could also... That was an accident. We could also... Yeah, these are just standard industrial anyway. I was going to check that before deleting it because I was thinking about connecting this here. And we may stop being silly and upgrade these to just normal roads and not dirt roads, but I just kind of liked how it looked, how they pulled out of their waste area. What time do I stream until? I normally stream from 9:30 Central to about 11:30 Central, which is only about another 5 minutes, but I also often stream alone, talking to myself, and this is one of my first nights where I've actually had a pretty active crowd joining me, so I may go just a little bit later tonight just for you guys. That would be that'd be awesome if you wanted to stick around. We could play a little bit longer. But yeah, normally it's about 2 hours on Mondays, and I stream City Skylines, and then on Wednesdays I stream Factorio. 10 p.m. PST? Yeah, that's about midnight my time. Yeah, about another half hour. Let's see. Oh no. I was not feeling great this morning. I get sick every year in the spring and in the fall, pollen and mold does it to me every time. And they say it gets on your pillowcase because it gets in your hair, so you should wash your hair every day. But I wake up some mornings just feeling like I just got decked right in the face. So I hope you feel better soon. So you get sick in the winter, so if you're sick right now, then that means maybe you caught something from somebody else. Is that what you think? Solar power plant. Solar power plant's an option for us now too, so we don't have to do all of those generators in the water. But yeah, if you don't usually get sick in the spring, then I'm jealous. Oh no. Well, I hope you get better soon. If you're stuck at home, then you can join me. I appreciate your company too. So we're using similar roads here, and we're using the ones with the blocked off medians. I do prefer these a lot to keep trucks from blocking the median, or blocking the road when they cross the median. Like this, it does mean the trucks have to go a little bit further out of their way to get where they're going. But they don't pull across the road and do this number here, where they, block traffic by pulling in. This median prevents that from happening. So I think what I'm going to do is take this kind of road. Well, you know what? There's no sense in that, actually. I take that back. Let's use the 6-lane for the tunnel, because we want to allow maximum throughput. And it doesn't have to be a fancy grass-covered one either. We're going into a tunnel. So let's say from this intersection here to this block here, we go 1, 2, 3 down underground. We go straight up. Can we go straight up? We can. Okay. Let's go straight up to here. Is that highway thingy the only way people can get across the other side of the city? Right now it is, either on a car on the interstate, or by crossing that tunnel and walking across, which is why we saw so many pedestrians. So let's say from here, 1, 2, 3, one block, 1, 2, 3 down, and let's give it a curve. Come out to here, and, well, let's start down here actually, up to here, and over. Okay. We already have cars using it. Look at these guys. They're adventurous. First people in the tunnel. Watch them come out. We'll throw them a party. Maybe. Oh no, they were eaten alive. So sad. Why did they not come out? That's actually kind of disconcerting. Look underground. They disappeared. I'm frightened. This is doing me a frighten. Let's watch this guy. Let's make sure we don't have some weird, like, abyss down here. Now, see, that car came in. There's a pedestrian. He's brave. I don't know if I'd walk that tunnel. It's like a 1/4 mile underground. Yeah, we're good. So now we have this other connection, so we do really have to watch right here. It added lights. Let's take the lights out. Garbage truck. Garbage truck. Okay. So, that's good to know. That there were garbage trucks coming from all the way over here across this side. Even though we put incineration plants on the north side of town, they were probably making their way all the way back down around through here, coming down this long path to get back to the actual facility. Let's go ahead and give this an upgrade. I feel kind of silly now that this is a dirt road. It fit the aesthetic early on. Let's give them a nice road. We're gonna have to move a power line, it looks like. Well, let's anarchy that in. That's fine. It just kind of overlaps the sidewalk a little bit. Let's look at it. That's not a big deal. Is that even necessary now, though? No, that's not even necessary. Page up. There we go. Nice. I like that Poggers better. There's something about that frog that I'm not too keen on. Can't put my finger on it. I like that Poggers better. Alright. This is... I'm still surprised. This is like some crazy web of tied together mishmash, but I think this is working for now. I think that if it starts getting a lot more throughput, this bend right here is going to be the biggest issue, because people are kind of merging onto each other and having to turn a 90-degree angle, and that's going to be an issue. So we could probably do some sort of like maybe take another block out here and still have the tram come underground here, but give them more of a flow into the appropriate sides of traffic instead of a turn off. But that might be difficult with the tram crossing, though. I don't know how that's going to work. We'll see. We'll play with that next time. I keep coming back over here, and then I keep getting distracted. I really feel like we need a park down here. And I feel like it's deja vu, because I feel like this is the third time we've tried it. But let's see. Paradox Plaza, that might be neat. Plaza with picnic tables. Plaza with trees. How large is that? That's a kind of small one. It's also kind of small. All of these are pretty small. Those are just plazas, though. Other parks. These go into props, then park maintenance. We may need to do park maintenance before too long, too. But let's say... Botanical Garden kind of fits the theme with the university, but like I feel like that would kind of fit over here. Let's plop in a Botanical Garden. And that immediately improves this area. Look at that. Let's give... You're good with electricity and water, right? Yeah. Let's give some more leisure to our town up here. Let's say we could really use a Japanese garden over here. There's our taxi stand. How's it doing? Nobody's standing there. That's okay. Japanese garden. Let's put it... One of these kind of... They're not vacant, but we have kind of these park areas in the middle of town here. So let's just take out one house. Sorry, you have to move out. We're putting a Japanese garden here. You can move somewhere else in town. What else do we have? Carousel Park. It's one thing that I don't necessarily like about the leisure stuff is that it doesn't spread super far. Some things don't. There's a crappy neighborhood in my city, and it's called Lower Stars. Sorry if my auto mod did that. It's just dirt roads and no education and no transit, and it's right next to the airport, so people have to hear the airplane noises. And the only other part in my city that has dirt roads is the farming area. Oh, it's already just stars? I kind of like that. I kind of like the self-censorship there. It's the farming, so they just have to go be like dirt farmers. I like it. I mean, you have to have the, you know, they always complain that there aren't enough uneducated workers, so I mean, that's where else are they going to get them, right? Let's try to squeeze another small park in here somewhere. I have family here in town that live near the airport, and back in the 90s, the city actually paid for people who live near the airport to get insulated windows for all of the planes flying overhead all the time, which I thought was kind of interesting, very nice. Then it kind of made me think about whether or not they even had to do that, and it's good to know that that was something that they did in order to avoid ticking off all the people who lived over in that area. I think I'm starting to get a pretty high dose of educated workers now that we've had our university for a while, and we could use some more offices. Let's put a dog park down here. Right there. There we go. The whole area is improving from that. Yeah, offices are a nice non-polluting way for people to work, and it'll really, yeah, and IT clusters, which I don't think I've done an IT cluster yet. It's a good opportunity for the educated people to work. Let's do a fishing island in the river. Can we do that? Maybe, kind of, not really. Water I mean, in the water. We'll figure that one out later. The DLCs are really worth it, so if you ever do get around to getting them, I highly recommend them. Just because I love this game so much, I just, I really, and it's so worth it to support the developers for this game. They did such a great job. So, I just, every time I had an opportunity, whenever a new expansion would come out, I would find a way to budget it and go ahead and get the DLC because, yeah, I've just always appreciated this game. I think we can... Sunset Park, I think, might be a modded park. There's so many, other parking lots and stuff in here. I'm just kind of, looking through... Roundabout globe, no. Sunset Park looked really cool, but I'm trying to find where I can place it that would really help this area, and I'm thinking maybe on this road right here. Those 4 businesses, those are just commercial. Let's take a look at how that looks because it's a custom park. You know what we can do? We can actually connect to this path over here too. We don't do a whole lot of path work except for that humongous thing that we did over here. We haven't done a whole lot of path work, but maybe we should just go ahead and give them a little crosswalk here. We should do more of that. Let's do right by pedestrians. Come straight across. Let's say straight. That's fine. I'm okay with this. How did that make leisure look? Did that do nothing for leisure? I don't know if I like it then. It's a modded park, but... A Familia Park to relax. It's a park. But it didn't improve the leisure in the area. That was the whole reason for plopping it down. Let's get out of our modded parks then and just place another, maybe a plaza. 2x2, teeny tiny. Squeeze it in somewhere. Squeeze it in right here. How's that gonna do? Little improvement. Probably worth it for a 2x2. Plaza with trees is like a 4x4, right? Or 5x5. I guess I'll go ahead and put one of these down in an area, even though it's going to impact the high density residential there. Let's check taxis. Back on the taxi depot. 25 out of 25 in use. So it is being utilized. I like this track. It's banging. Let's check back on that taxi view here. I wonder if you actually like see many people actually like start standing underneath waiting for taxis. I mean, we'll probably start seeing that soon if we're using all of our vehicles. But let's look at some of our other stops just to see. People don't wait at the taxi stands. Oh, that's right, because the taxis themselves wait at the stands, right? Or they park nearby. Cool beans, though. Can we see? I'm trying to use my eagle eyes here and see if I can actually pinpoint any. There's one. Where are you headed, sir? Picking up Walter Jones. Oh no, we left the view on. Hold on. Pause. There we go. Cheers. Oh no, don't hit the old man and the dog. Oh, a Jeep. Drive like maniacs. This traffic right here is all too familiar. What's that first person mod? It's I think it might actually be called first person mod. I will look up the name for you here. Let's see. When you mouse over, actually you have to. Yeah, it gives you this little camera icon right here, but it doesn't say when you mouse over, so let's see it. It's probably in here. Options, mod settings. First person camera is the name of it. FPS camera control settings. So if you get a mod first person camera and it gives you options like this, I think that might be it. You know what? It might not though, because that might be this one. I've got a few here. Yeah, no, that's the that might be free camera mode. One more, let's see. Maybe it's both. Maybe it does actually let you also go into first person with them. So try first person camera. If that doesn't work, let me know, and I will let you know specifically from my subscriptions. Alright, let's check to see how the traffic's doing here. The tunnel. This is kind of what I expected. We have some pedestrians using it, and traffic's not terrible. Don't need lights here. Lots of people visiting the botanical garden. What are you? We have a rogue element. We have somebody who does not want to live by rules. I've seen this before. Cedric, where are you going? Do you mind clicking one of the trams at the beginning of the line for me? I want to pretend to drive the tram. Yes, sir. Just a moment. I'm kind of amazed by Cedric here for a second, but yeah, then we'll go drive the tram. I know. He's going to the Amity residence. Like, we can see where that is if we click on it. He's going... He's not even going the right direction. He's like... Wait, okay. Worker at the medical clinic, resides at the Amity residence. He's going home. But he's walking this way, and his home is up here. He's going around the world really slowly. Alright, Cedric, well, you have a nice day now. I kind of wish it was the sunset so we could watch Cedric just kind of walk off into the... Instead of watch him cross the interstate. Bye, Cedric. Goodbye. Oh no, Cedric, watch out! You made it. Alright, yeah, let's take a look at a tram. Here we have one taking off. Let's pause it for a second. Get on the tram. Tunnel doesn't show us much. We get an under the city view for a moment. The tram might also wait at the stop for a long time, so... I kind of wish we could look around, but you can't, really. It kind of makes me want to play Train Simulator. Just kind of, though. I don't know if I can commit to that kind of game. I like going first person on like individual Sims on the street sometimes, because you can actually watch their commute to work, and sometimes when I need a moment to kind of think about what I want to do next, and they're really just crossing right in front of the train here, aren't they? Yeah, sometimes when I just want to think about what I want to do next, I just like to go into first person mode for a bit. I also like to use it for intros and outros. So maybe we'll do a tram first person view on our way out when we're done. So many sirens in town today. Log truck almost got rear-ended by an SUV. Alright, let's break back out. What else can we do? Probably got another good 10 minutes or so that I can stay on tonight. I'm gonna get some rest. I do have to work a real job in the morning. I know it's kind of lame, but that'll be midnight my time, and I am an old man. Let's see. I do still think this is pretty barren over here. We put the botanical garden the last time we looked. Let's look at our unique buildings again. I did say that we should put down a couple unique buildings, and we've been saving money. We've almost got $1 million, so... Oh, hey, we got the trampoline park. What do we have here? We have landmarks. Those are kind of new. Tourism and leisure. Fantastic fountain. What does this do? Mesmerizing fountains offer the perfect atmosphere for a romantic date. Latest studies show that proposals made near the beautiful illuminated fountains of the Fantastic Fountain have a success rate of 96% on average. It uses water and electricity, has a visitor capacity of 300, so it is a tourist attraction. It costs $120,000. Let's come back to that. We have stadiums, we have concerts, which I've never messed with concerts either, but those are apparently pretty cool. Statue of Wealth, Statue of Shopping. I believe that the hammer and wrench means that I've never built it before, and I think I did build a Statue of Wealth, right? Can I see? Yeah, I think we did Statue of Wealth right there. Let me click off just to make sure. That's Statue of Shopping, never mind. Maybe it's the other way around. Yeah, because we built the arch. So what does the arch say? Let's go back to it. Is this the arch? Yeah, okay, so the hammer and the wrench means we've already built it. So we need to build Statue of Wealth somewhere. Statue of Wealth, I think, should go near a commercial area. We do have this area here that has commercial, and it still has some orange for leisure. We also have commercial all down our main strip. And it's pretty orange down through here too. So let's actually place it up here. This isn't a terrible place for it. I mean, we do have industry kind of back in here, but this is not industry. There we go. I was really bored, so I placed all of those buildings except for the Hadron Collider. Yeah, I think that's kind of the intention of the buildings, right? Is I guess the game doesn't really have an end, but I think that's the main... I feel like maybe that's the main goal that's baked into the game, is to try to get all these unique buildings built. And they do unlock things as you build them, so I bet that's, I bet that's what they're there for. So we should probably try to plop them in every once in a while, and then we'll see if we can manage all the tourists. Tons of notifications. Let's see here, we've got... no, we don't have an airport yet either. I don't think we can just yet, right? Let's see. Airport requires a city with 60,000. We actually haven't leveled up as a city in a while. No, we did. Sorry, we did just earlier. We got the solar power plant when we reached Grand City. It was a really big stretch between Big City and Grand City. I think we went 2 episodes, and our next is the 30,000 capital city, and that's going to get us the harbor. And that may happen in the next episode, because we're still growing. We have a huge residential demand, and we spent this whole episode doing extra stuff around town without even developing any of our residential or commercial areas, which I think is fine. I think, every episode can have a little bit different flavor, and we did a lot of development in the past episode or two. But yeah, let's see if we can place one more unique building or two here. I mean, we have tons of money. Fountain of Life or Death. Pretty fountain reminds passerby of how fragile life is. Requirement for building the fusion power plant. I think we should put the Life or Death monument somewhere near a cemetery. What do you think? 2 for the price of 1. Trying to remember where we placed our other cemetery. I guess I can go look. Got one here. How's our leisure over here? It's kind of orange. Let's place it on the other side, across from the cemetery. So it doesn't matter which direction you look, you will be reminded of life and death. Apparently that makes people happy. Or at least one would think. We have the friendly neighborhood park. This is a very normal neighborhood park where everyone's friendly and where children like to play and families go out for picnics. Requirement for building the Eden Project. Neighborhood park. This is a big neighborhood back in here. We have kind of a middle strip along this area here. Maybe we can put this park down in here. Let's go back out of this view so we can kind of get a look at it. Oh, look at that. I mean, it would be kind of neat if we had more webs of paths that we can connect to it, but it's good. Also, the sounds of all the leveling up that's happening because they have leisure now. In fact, we can click and see what some of their needs are. We have some mods that'll show us. They're a little low on fire safety and healthcare up in here. This was one of our more recent developments before the north side of town got all the attention. But yeah, nothing crazy high in these red reasons why they might leave, so listen to all that leveling up. What else can we do? We still have a ton of money. The Mall of Moderation. This mall is not so posh, but has lots of small cheap shops. Requirement for building the medical center. So this would be a great addition, I think. It's got some noise associated with it. We have our park down here. We don't want to interrupt that. I think this might be a good addition to this side of town, though, on the commercial strip. Probably right here. I don't know. If it gets a lot of traffic, it's right there on the road. It's maybe not a problem. You know, let's actually put it back off over here. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, it's got lots of parking. So yeah, they can come over here to Reed Street and they can get to the mall this way. This is a great option for people who live over here on this side of town. Look at that, that's all. It's getting much better. What else do we have as an option? The tax office. Civil servants work tirelessly in the tax office to optimize the taxes to your liking. Requirement for building the fusion power plant. Tax office, I feel like, is something that would probably happen up closer to the north side of town. It's noisy? Why would a tax office be noisy? Probably just because it's a place of business, so lots of cars would come to and go to and from there. That's all I can think of. You know, this could actually probably fit back over here, just on the outskirts of the college campus. It's kind of an administrative building for the city. Maybe we can find some things to kind of decorate in between these buildings too, but I kind of see this as a sort of, not just all administrative, but like, what's the right terminology? Just like a chunk of the city where official business goes on that's not specifically industrial. Municipal? A municipal area? I guess if the university was run by the city, that might be a good one. I have the Posh Mall. Posh Mall. Is that is that listed here somewhere? I don't think I've unlocked it yet. Post office. I think we do have a post office. I think we added that in like our first 2 episodes. Here, let's see. Postal Service. Is that it? I think so. Yes, we do have the post office. 10 out of 10 post vans in use, operating normally. I wonder if we need to build more then to expand that if they're all being used up. Definitely made people happy when I built it. We could probably use one on the north side of town. We also unlocked the post sorting facility. Large trucks collect mail from the local post office and take it to post sorting facilities. There, the mail is sorted into batches for delivery to the addresses locally and outside the city. Maybe we don't have that yet? And we could use that. And then these are the little post offices. Post office offers mail-related services such as acceptance and delivery of letters and parcels. Each post office maintains a small fleet of post vans that collect and distribute mail locally. So I guess you need this for outside the city connections. Maybe we should place this down on our main strip here. Probably have some room right here. Why not? Let's put it right there. It's kind of off the beaten path. It's a perfect thing to kind of fit in this area that we've created. And I think we could probably still use a small post office on the north side of town up here, which would be a good idea for our municipal area. Then I'll have to be on one side of the road. Let's kind of put it down here. Yeah, that did come with the DLC, didn't it? I wish it would show an icon that shows what DLC it came from. I think it just makes people... I think it just makes people happy. I could be wrong. It uses some water and electricity, has a little bit of noise pollution, and has an upkeep, but I think it just gives an overall happiness to the whole region that it's in, as long as the postal trucks... So they like drive around... people don't get mad if they can't mail a letter, though, is the thing. So it's not exactly like garbage, but they drive around town like garbage trucks, and just the whole area that they're able to drive around and collect mail in, it just kind of makes people happier, which is neat. It's starting to get a little bit of... No, that's not traffic. That's just cars parking on the street. I guess I don't mind them parking here. They're not really blocking the lanes, though they do always look like they're blocking lanes when they park on the side of the road, which I'm not crazy about that aesthetic all the time, but here near the university I don't really mind. Up through here. This I don't want them to park on the street because we have such a huge parking lot here. And I think we're just about going to wrap up for the evening, but let's see if we have like one more that we want to place. It's a really expensive opera house. People near and far come to enjoy the wonderful music played and songs sung at the Opera House. Requirement for building the space elevator. So let's... Ooh, that's big and nice. And this north side of town is where we've put a lot of nice stuff. But I kind of want to space some things out. We don't really have any unique buildings over here. But I almost feel like this needs its own area. Space elevator's funky. Brings people from space to your seat. That would be awesome. I know the concept of like the scientific concept of a space elevator, which I think is just like a cable that goes way up into space, and you could transport stuff to and from like space stations and stuff without having to use rockets to blast it off. And right now it's just kind of a sci-fi concept, but I wonder if it looks like that in game. If it actually looks like it just goes way up out of your view into space. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I need a straight road here. Maybe it can come in. Creates a lot of traffic. I had to make a loop so traffic didn't build up, and a pedestrian crossing with a signal. I will keep that in mind then when I go to place that in my city. No, you know what? I don't necessarily want... Actually, you know, that road's fine for now. We'll upgrade if we need to. It's a large road, but I wanted straight road here. Let's take a look at water just to make sure it's covered. We need a little bit more here. Okay, that's good. But I want to place that opera house over here. And if we need to, we'll even place parking on the other side of the street. But I wanted to give people enough room. And you know what? so they can walk across here. Let's also give them a pedestrian path from over here. In fact, let's turn off snapping to the grid. No, snapping to road guidelines. Yeah, that's it. A little funky. I mean, I kind of wanted to get rid of that corner that was kind of forming down here. You made a subway line connecting it to everything else. That's probably the best idea. When I actually add subways, use it for remote connections to things that are going to generate a lot of traffic. I think this Opera House is going to generate quite a bit, but that's why I wanted to give them their own road to pull in here. And I may also, I don't know what parking is like at the Opera House. I don't know if people just pull into it and their cars disappear or not, but let's put some parking down below, which we have some modded parking lots. We haven't used many of them. I scrolled through them a bit earlier. Where did I find them before? I think they're down here, yeah, towards the end of parks. Commercial parking lot 6x4. How does this look? One of these looks wonky when you place it. Now that looks good. I think what we can do is place 2 or 3 of those and see how they kind of fill up. We have cars arriving already. So let's plop down 2. Perfect. 3. Commercial parking lots. Kind of wish we could make money off of those. And let's tell them no parking on the street. And they teleport to the parking lots. Yeah, I don't really want people parking on this main thoroughfare either while we're at it. So yeah, we already have some here. Alright, I think with that, that'll be a wrap for this evening. Doesn't generate much traffic compared to the other unique buildings. This will be good practice for us, though. I think I might make a whole big plaza for any other large buildings that do generate traffic, especially something like the space elevator. Still super impressed with all of our pedestrians and how they're making it back and forth to the trams. Let's go back to tram mode. So I think with that, we're going to call it this evening. Thank you very much for joining me. And Matt, you've been a great conversationalist this evening. And I really appreciated everybody kind of jumping in. It's been really nice to talk to somebody else. I stream a lot alone, like I was saying, and so normally I at least talk out loud because a lot of my videos go up on my YouTube channel as well, and I have a few subscribers over there that'll watch, and you know, they specifically watch on YouTube and not in Twitch. But yeah, and actually I was thinking about playing Minecraft again. It's been years, but I was just experimenting with adding some of the new shaders that have been released recently to make, not necessarily make it look realistic, but make the lighting look realistic. I still like the classic overall look of Minecraft, so I might do that on a special stream. So if you ever see me tune in on a day that's not Monday or Wednesday, then I might actually be trying that out. So definitely turn on notifications if you want to know when I'm online, and you know, thanks for following. That'll show you enough there when I am on. I also keep all of my videos. I usually cut them to clips so that you can watch them here on Twitch or over on my YouTube channel. So yeah, the trams are still filling up and traveling through town. I bet they still get empty towards the end of town. It'll probably make it there, and whew, we collided with a truck. Also, someone's letting their kid ride their bike across the tram tracks. But yeah, that's my whole spiel. Oh, we can check. We'll check the tram. Resume. Here we are. 82 out of 90. Also, we're right over our wood production facility. But yeah, no, I think that people are getting pretty good use out of it. And now that they've spread out, I think that that it's flowing quite nicely. So yeah, I appreciate all the suggestions. Definitely tune in next time and give me more. I want this city to grow with the viewership, and I want suggestions for you know, places to things that we should develop next. We just ran over a child. That's a thing that just happened. We're gonna pretend that that didn't happen. The smallest buses in my city are shuttle buses, and they have a capacity of 30 people. Yeah, I think that's one of the benefits of the tram is it's kind of, it travels along the road like a bus, but then you really get that capacity like a train. And I didn't want to do whole trains in the city. Medium size, 70 to 80. Yeah, and I've done buses before. Center station for trams is a mess. Yeah, we'll check on that as well. We may give it like we may give the trams like a middle off of this main thoroughfare, and maybe make a second or a third tram line to connect to the other parts of town. And I don't think I've ever had articulated buses. But yeah, anyway, I do need to wrap things up, and I do appreciate you guys joining me. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Jumanji. And anybody else who tuned in this evening. I will be back online on Wednesday with Factorio. Logic-based game. If you've never played that one, definitely tune in and check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's not exactly similar. It's not as light and airy as City Skylines. It's definitely very alien and sci-fi oriented, but lots of logic puzzles. And then I'm back on Mondays with City Skylines again. So on that note, everyone have a very good night. Get some rest. Feel better. And I'll see you next time.